Pearl Harbor Remembrance 2020. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll have some opening remarks by the President of the Patriotic Committee, retired Brigadier General Robert Dutko.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming out and remember the tragedy that occurred at Pearl Harbor. Normally, we have a beautiful ceremony at the high school where we have speakers and show a film of the Pearl Harbor tragedy, and it's a case where we try to educate the young people of our community on what really occurred there. Obviously, this year, because of the pandemic, we're not able to do that. But in deference to the COVID virus, we're still going to remember those from Pearl Harbor by conducting a brief ceremony here today. With that, I introduce Rick Castle.
Today marks the 79th Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Each year on December 7th, we come together to honor and remember the 2,403 service members and civilians killed and 1,178 injured during the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, named by President Roosevelt as a day that will live in infamy. The lives lost, like all lives, cannot be replaced, and we must never forget them and the cost of war. The ships sunk and damaged, 21 in total, were all repaired and returned to service except for 3 battleships. The most famous being the USS Arizona, next the USS Utah, both permanently sunk and still underwater at Pearl Harbor. The third was the USS Oklahoma, which was unrepairable but salvaged and then given for parts to the other ships. 6 other battleships and all the cruisers, all the destroyers that were sunk or damaged were recovered and returned to service before the end of the war. Just to put some of this in perspective, December 7th, attack on Pearl Harbor. December 8th, U.S. Congress declares war on Japan. December 11th, Germany and Italy declare war on the United States. The same day, December 11th, the United States declares war on Germany and Japan. World War II has begun for the United States. December 12th, the Ewing Inland Fisher plant stops making cars. Japan tried to divide the United States and instead kindled the flame that became its utter complete defeat. We raised a 16 million man army, mobilized another 15 million within the United States to form the arsenal of democracy. Ewing stood strong, and on November 1942, the first of 7,800 Grumman Avenger torpedo bombers rolled out of the Eastern Aircraft Factory, which was retooled, retrained, and reorganized Inland Fisher plant on Parkway Avenue. The preamble of our Constitution begins with "We the people." The American spirit is its people, and we did not waver, we did not fold, and we certainly did not run. We'll have a moment of silence for those lost. Thank you. And now I'll introduce Mayor Bert Steinman.
Thank you very much, Colonel. I appreciate, again, being here, as I have been for a number of years when we had these ceremonies. As the General had said initially, we usually do these things at the high school, and we had them here too, but when we went to the high school, it got to be a little bit more meaningful. It wasn't just amongst a group of 4 or 5 people. It was amongst about 40 to 50 to even 100 high school students that really didn't remember anything about Pearl Harbor. So that brought a lot of light to them and a lot of enlightenment. But as I started to reflect the day of, actually I was watching a program on TV just a little bit ago about Pearl Harbor, and I was reminded something that this country should be proud of. But we should also be proud of what Ewing Township has contributed through the course of history. It wasn't just World War II, World War I, it was the Civil War. We were on the forefront in a lot of these things, and a lot of things that happened right here in Ewing Township. But I'm specifically proud of the plant, the Fisher body plant that built the Grumman airplane. Today, unfortunately, there's no longer any remains of that, and a brand new complex is being built. However, we are not going to forget about the history. We will, at the park that they're creating over there, we will have memorabilia to remember what the Fisher Guide plant was and what we contributed to World War II. So I'm, again, very proud of the fact that we're here today to do a small ceremony, but nonetheless heartfelt and deeply appreciated what men and women have contributed to our country and to the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Steinman. At this time, Mayor Steinman and Brigadier General Gutko will lay a ceremonial wreath at the flag. Present arms.
Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you.
This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for all those attending. Thank you, Director of Technologies Bob Green, for recording this, and it will be posted on the Ewing Township website. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless America.
Thank you.